Welcome to We the Blueprint. Subscribe, like, follow, all that good stuff. I am Ant. This is my co-host Joe. Let's talk about this shop talk we've been having for the last few weeks. Light skin, dark skin. I know we don't have no. We still got some grown men still hurt from. I ain't gonna say hurt, but they still have a little traumas from their past. You know, with the dark skin jokes from when they was kids, and I had light skin jokes. So I was been trying to understand their perspective on why they jokes hit so hard at them, because I feel like there was a lot of light skin jokes on me. And you think about it, I was lighter than this as a kid. I got darker as I got older, you know what I mean? So that been the main topic in the shop for the last 2 weeks. So what you think? They talk about a lot of stuff I ain't heard personally. I heard of, but I ain't heard.
Like what?
Like you cute for a dark skinned girl. I never heard no.
Oh, that's
dude.
common.
I never heard a dude tell a woman that.
Yeah.
First of all.
Yeah.
I think in the last 10 years, I only heard one grown man say he only date light skinned women.
Now that I find
A little suspicious.
you don't find that suspicious. To me, that's kind of hard to believe, but you have to take it from women, and women say they know guys that
has. I ain't saying it don't happen.
Right.
I'm not saying that, but I've been on the earth a good minute.
Right.
I haven't experienced or seen somebody say that out their mouth, like, "Oh, she look fine for dark skin."
Yeah, it happens.
You heard somebody say that.
Yeah, and I think it's because we've been conditioned to think that the light is more beautiful.
For some.
Right.
But I never heard that, period. Yeah, in the shop they say it's a South thing. You know, you hear the nickname Red Bones or Chocolate Drops or whatever you want to call it.
I don't even know if it's a South thing, but I'm in the South, so.
Right. I've been up north and south. I was raised in both, so.
Right.
Came up in both, so nah, not for me.
Right.
It's like they black. That's how I grew up.
Yeah.
Light skin, brown skin, super light, dark skin, super dark.
So how do we correct it? Because like you say, it still is a lot of grown people that still
they hurt from
right.
from their past, and what it sounds like a majority of the jokes came from in home.
Yeah.
And then they kind of hurt them. So when they was trying to, when they went to school or whatnot, they couldn't have them jokes in school, so they had to fight. Cause at home they got roasted bad.
Right.
But I don't know if it's a solution. As a community, when we growing up, we trying to find whatever we can to joke.
Right, because that's just
like me being super light as a kid.
Right.
You know, I got jokes on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If your teeth crooked, I got jokes on that.
Right. I wore glasses. You get jokes about that.
Jokes. So I don't know how hard these jokes was. My skin color, I got jokes on.
Right.
I ain't brown. I was super light.
Yeah.
Had some nappy hair too.
Yeah.
But had to get my joke game up and roast back. Cause I can't fight everybody. If I did try to fight.
Yeah.
But the solution, I don't know what can be the solution on jokes.
Well, you got to think about, like, where does it come from? Why would something like that start from somebody that's like 5-6 years old and they talking about it? I mean, does it come from the parents or?
Got to always whatever's in the household.
Right.
So it got to come from the parents. Or it depends on the age gap. Could be something they seen on TV. if it's an age gap in the kids,
right.
It'll be something that's seen on TV or from school, and bring them jokes home.
Yeah.
So you never know, but when it affect a person, when they, especially from another person that look like you, basically not skin tone, whatever, but
right.
being black in general, if it affecting that person 10, 20, 30 years later, still as they grown-ups, then it's a huge problem. And
yeah.
I don't know what can be the solution besides teaching your kids better. Hopefully they won't do the same thing. But how do you help the ones that feel like since they a darker hue, they've been through as so much than somebody that's lighter? Like I always say, if you light, it seems like the light skinned folks feel like they got to be more pro-black. The dark skinned folks
That's true.
feel like they got to kind of tone themselves down because people feel like people are afraid of them or whatever. They are intimidating. So I don't know. You know what I mean?
And what about the folk in the middle? They just do whatever they want to do. They can do whatever they want to do. They don't have to.
Brown skinned folks got the mail, I guess. I don't know.
That's interesting, though. I ain't thought about that.
But I never.
So the dark skinned folk had to. Some of them feel like they have to be, I guess, less intimidating. Is that what you're saying?
From what I done heard the last few weeks, yeah.
And then the light skinned folk, I guess, feel like they've been pushed over, so they have to be more assertive.
Yeah. So I asked a few light skinned folks that come in here. It feel like it might get picked on a little more because they was light. I ain't never had that problem. No, I never had that problem, so I can't agree with that because I never experienced that myself.
Right.
But I've been a bigger dude too, so could that been it? Never know.
Right.
But on the other hand, I'm not dark skinned, so I never went through what they went through.
I mean, there's something to it.
It's always something to it. You gotta respect people's feelings too at the same time.
Right.
But what's the solution to it? I don't know, but it's still going on, all around the world in our community.
Right.
But what you think can be the solution? That's a tough one, huh?
I mean, it's unfortunate that we ain't have to talk about it.
Right.
But I think for those I think one thing that can change for like those that's in media, like ourselves, when it come time for you to put out certain images, then you have to make sure that it's a
representation of everybody.
Representation of everybody, right?
But
and I think some, like, say if you're looking at music, like some music artists like have made it their business to speak out and be like, well, I want, this particular, I want this particular model to be darker as opposed to, you got too many of one shade, so we need to do X, Y, Z. I don't know, but I know some people struggle with it as once they hit adulthood, they still struggle with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then other people, when they get to a certain age and they realize that stuff that they had been teased about or self-conscious about, like those attributes that people like appreciate them, then they kind of switch up. So for those people, they able to like embrace it once they maybe hit a certain age and realize, oh, well, this ain't what I thought it was. Or I shouldn't feel like or it's people that appreciate, me, how I, look or whatever else, whether it be dark skin, full lips,
right,
wide nose, whatever.
Right.
But then you have other people that just can't get past it. And like, everything go back to therapy on this show.
Yeah, everything go back to therapy. But how can you? I don't know. I'm not a therapist, but
even in movies, when we saw was it Boys in the Hood or Men's Society when they called them African Booty Scratcher? Which one was that?
Men's Society.
Men's Society, right? Everybody was like, well, "What is it?" Well, what is it? And then you look at New Jack City when, you know, he, Christopher Williams' character was like, you know, he got, you know, punked out or whatever because he was a light-skinned dude.
But who wrote all that?
I don't know who wrote it. The white dude wrote it?
I believe both of them was written by white.
Oh, okay. Well.
I think New Jack City was.
Was it?
I believe so.
I don't know. I have to look that up.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, but.
I believe so.
I mean, at some point you have to realize, like, I don't know. I appreciate everybody.
Yeah, me too. I guess it's how we was raised. Never looked at.
Well, too, in my family, it was the full gamut of everybody.
I think basically everybody's family is, though.
From light bright to jet dark.
Right.
So.
I think that's the majority of every black family.
Right.
But I don't know.
But I have heard of even, you know, kids being treated differently within a family because of their skin color.
I don't think I ain't received no better treatment because I was light skinned.
You know what? I did have one kid. Well, I think that could have been partly too because of one was step and then one was biological. Mm. But I do remember one had good kind of so-called good hair. Mm-hmm. So she would spend like 5 minutes telling me how she wanted this little boy's haircut, right? Mm-hmm. But then when it came down to the other little boy, she'd be like, "You just do whatever. You just do whatever to him. It don't matter," because he had that rough stuff.
And like I always say, good hair is hair that grow. Sorry, brother.
Mine coming back.
If it grow, that's some good hair.
Yeah.
If it don't grow,
right.
Shit, you ain't got no hair.
I don't know. We need to. We've been saying it, but we need some dark skinned folk and some light skinned folk. We gonna figure this thing out.
I try to get them on.
We gonna be the mediators. Yeah, since we're in the middle.
Don't break it up. Who in the middle?
We are.
What? I thought I was light from.
And see, that's another thing too. I always consider myself brown skinned. I ain't consider myself light skinned until I got 20 something, and then there's like, nah, you light skinned.
You see how I be? I say I'm brown skinned. Like,
that's what I thought.
I've been called chicken nugget in here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was from somebody the same color.
Right, same color.
But it don't bother me. It was funny.
And I think that just goes to self-perception. Everybody doesn't see themselves in the way that most people would see them.
Right.
But their strongest image that they have of themselves is whatever they perceive themselves.
Right.
So some people, you can't even talk them into believing nothing different about themselves.
No. But I think that still come from the household.
Yeah.
Yeah. How your parents treat you, that's the representation of how you feel like you should be treated anyway.
Right.
So if your parents treat you a certain way, I think that'll show when you get older too. Right. Because if you dark skinned, your parents don't tell you how beautiful you are, how pretty you are, how handsome you are if you're a guy or a little boy. Yeah. I think that's a representation of your parents. Right. Now I say the parents always got to do the best. Mm.
See, if they can.
If they can.
Sometimes they ain't equipped.
They hurt. Yeah. Right. If they hurt, then you see why. Right. Cause you hear, I know I done heard plenty of times of parents saying, kids or people saying their parents never told them they was pretty or beautiful or handsome. Right. And that's sad itself. So if your self-image start first from the people who you look like, right? Then how you expect to be as you get older? Right. How you gonna feel? So, like you said, therapy is important. Yeah. But you had a therapist in here yesterday said he got the black dark skin jokes. Right. And that man really wasn't dark skin. That's what I'm saying. Some people, whatever your perception is of yourself, that's what you hold on to. Can't nobody else tell you no different. I'm doing that.
Because that's what I said. I was like, you ain't eat, bro. You ain't eat.
Boys came on 4 on the 4 on. I'm like, yeah, brother.
Right. Like, man, get out of here. No, sir.
Yeah.